What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a Valentine's Day makeup look, and I decided to go a little more glam for this one, but I'm thinking of doing a more natural, subtle, glowy makeup look for Valentine's Day. So let me know if you guys would like me to do that. But this is the look I came up with today. I was not sure what I was gonna do. I just kind of went with the flow. I used a few new products, so I did a voiceover and I also did parts where I was talking through the video, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, so we are starting off with no makeup on. So I am priming my eyelids with my concealer today. I'm using the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer. For some reason, I like using this one for priming, not necessarily for like under eye area. And then I just use this Morphe brush to blend it out. I like using this concealer because it's a little bit lighter, so it works really well as a primer because it's gonna really like show the true color of the eyeshadow. And then once I blend out all of my concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and set my concealer with a little bit of translucent powder, that way it doesn't crease or anything. Then I'm adding some Scotch tape because I want this eyeshadow look to be a little bit more precise. For my transition shade, or for the shade that I'm going to be putting in my crease, I'm using my Too Faced Sweet Peach eyeshadow palette, and I mixed the colors Georgia and Puree to create my ideal transition shade. Georgia is a little bit more on the pink side and Puree is a little more brown, so mixing those gives me like a happy medium for the kind of look I'm going for. Once I've built that up to the intensity that I want, I go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I take the color Love Letter and apply that mainly on the outer half of my eye, and I really build this color up and then I blend it out, and then I build it up and then I blend it out. It's kind of like a little bit of a process, but if you go in step by step, you'll get a really perfectly diffused eye look. Don't mind my eyebrows, by the way. I'm getting them done today while I'm doing this voiceover. I'm about to go get my eyebrows done, so don't judge me. And then I'm taking my Deck of Scarlet palette. I told you guys I was going to bring this palette out again. I told you guys. So I'm taking the middle shade. This shade is so pretty. It's like a deep red. So I'm applying that on the outer corners of my eyes. And once I get the pigment that I want, I go in again with a blending brush and blend it all out. I also applied a little bit of Bellini from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I'm not sure where the footage went for that, so just letting you know that that's what I put on my eyelids before applying this Urban Decay glitter. I also applied my eyelashes off camera, so I will leave both of the styles down below because I stacked two different lashes, so they'll both be in the description box. Now that we're done with the eyes, I thought I would just go ahead and talk through for the rest of the video. So to prime my skin, I'm using my Milk Makeup Blur Stick. If you are interested in knowing what this is all about, go ahead and check out my video that is popped up somewhere up here. All around, mainly my T-zone because that's where I'm more oily, and around my cheeks because that's where I have the most pores. And with this primer, once I swipe it on, I do like to kind of just tap in the product to make sure that it is all in there. And then for foundation, I'm not using a new foundation today, but I am using a new shade in a foundation. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation. I originally had this one in Warm Beige, but when I did my review, I was talking about how the foundation is a little bit too warm for me. So I decided to go with Nude Beige, which is the one I'm using today. I'm also trying these Moda Pro makeup brushes. I got these in my Generation Beauty Creator swag bag. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the flat foundation brush, and then I'm just going to swipe it on my skin. Since I did go lighter with it, the foundation is going to look a little bit lighter than my skin. Once I contour, aka bronze up my skin, I'll be fine. And then for cream contouring, I'm using the Wet n Wild Megaglo makeup stick in the color Call Me Maple, and I did a review on this one as well. You guys know, if you watched that video, that I absolutely fell in love with this contour stick, so that's exactly what I'm using today. But I am going to be applying it with my Morphe M492 because I don't want to rub off any of my foundation. The formula of this contour stick can be a little bit tricky, and since I'm using a very dewy foundation, I'm going to just tap it on my skin instead of rubbing the stick on there because I don't want to mess up my foundation. Then we're just semi-snatching the nose. And then I did apply some on my chin as well, so I'm just blending that out. Well, I should say my chin and my jawline, because I did apply like all right here. And then after that, we're gonna do concealer. For concealer, I'm using my Ruby Kisses Pure Mineral Concealer. This is in the shade Light Beige. This concealer, I tried it out when I did my full face using Ruby Kisses video, and I ended up really liking it because it has a nice coverage, and I like the color as well. It's not too bright. It's more my skin tone. And then if I want to brighten, I can just go over top with a lighter concealer. So I'm just applying this all over my under eyes, and then I'm also going to do a little bit on the middle of my nose. How about that? And before I go in and like blend my concealer like crazy, I let it sit for a little bit. I feel like it gives me a better finish, and it gives me a little more coverage if I let it dry up just a little bit. I don't let it like completely dry and then blend it, but I like to let it sit on my skin, let it kind of marinate on my skin before I completely blend it out. Now that I've blended in my concealer, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. So while that is baking, I'm going to set the rest of my face using my Makeup Forever Pro Finish Powder. I use it in the shade 127. I'm just using a fluffy brush, tapping it into the powder, and then just tapping it onto my skin wherever I did not apply the translucent powder. And then I'm not adding any additional powder onto the brush. I'm going to use whatever's left over and dust off the translucent powder. Now that our base is set, I'm going to add a little bit more color into my skin. And I'm using my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish, which is what I basically always use. And I'm using my Morphe E4 brush. We'll highlight next. Yeah, we'll highlight. I'm gonna use my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in the color 01. It's a little more on the pink side. And since it's Valentine's Day, well, since this is a Valentine's Day video, and I'm using a lot of pinks, I decided I wanted to use this one for highlighting today. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but gonna highlight the highest points of the cheekbones. I do the tip of my nose, in between my eyes as well, and of course the Cupid's bow. From there, I'm gonna do some blush. I'm kind of stuck between two. I was gonna use the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach, but I've used that one in a tutorial already. It's a really nice blush. Kind of has like a little bit of shimmer in it. Really pretty. I think I'm going to go a little bit deeper today though. So I'm going to try out this Circa Blush in the color, actually the number 05. I don't know how to pronounce the name. It looks like it's like Cayo, Largo. I don't know. And then I'm going to apply this with my Morphe E3 brush. You can see it's like a deep peach. And these are super pigmented. I barely tapped it in there. So make sure you kind of like before you apply it. So just going to do it. So you can see. Really pigmented. Let's go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. I'm not going to do too much there. I'm just going to apply my Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil. And this one is like a nude one. I really like this one because it glides on the lower lash line very easily. Plus it's also really pigmented. And for my lower lashes, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of Venetian Red, which is this one right here. So just buffing it out, and I'm also kind of buffing out the line where I had the tape. Not too much, but I wanted to all kind of look a little more diffused. So I didn't even apply mascara, so we might as well do that while we're here. I'm trying out this new one that I also got in my Generation Beauty swag bag. This is the Pure Triple Threat Slimline Mascara. When I first saw this mascara, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's super skinny. And then the wand just is like, I was like, what? It is super skinny compared to other mascaras. Obviously, it's going to be hard to see because I have falsies on. but it feels like it's a nice mascara. Now to finish off the whole look, I need to pick a lip color, which is probably the hardest part of life. I don't know if I want to do a baby pink, a deeper pink. Ooh, that's pretty. This one is Ofra Tuscany. I might just do that one because I like the hint of purple that it has. I think I just made up my mind. Do we like it? I think we like it. And then lastly, we gotta set our face, right? So I'm gonna use my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray because if you're gonna be wearing this makeup look out, you wanna make sure it's gonna stay in place and it's not gonna melt off of your face. So this is what I'm using. So you wanna shake it up with my chongo. And then go ahead and then of course I gotta go fix my hair so I can do my outro. So I will be right back. And that is how I got the makeup look. I was gonna go and brush my hair, do it all cute and stuff, but this ended up happening. But that's beside the point. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to subscribe. If you want to get notified when I upload, click the little bell that's next to the subscribe button and double check that you're subscribed because a lot of weird things are going on here on YouTube. So just make sure you're subscribed if you were already subscribed. If you have not watched my latest video, what are you doing? Make sure to click right over here and it'll take you directly to my latest video. So I hope you all enjoyed once again, and I will see you all in my next video. Baby, 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 baby. Ooh. I even have like a bubble gum. What is that? Get it together.